Welcome to the press box, everybody. This is actually our second take because ding dong over here. What had happened, Mark?
Wasn't wearing my microphone. We shot for 15 minutes, and all of a sudden I looked down and I wasn't wearing my microphone. And so this is definitely take two. So not that you guys know that out there, but Zach, my apologies.
It's funny.
Sorry.
It's just funny. Mark's looking around like there's a fly buzzing around my head, and he looks down at himself and he points over to the table that's sitting over here. And
which is where the
and then
microphone
I happen
was.
to look over there. There's a microphone sitting there. It's like, oh, Mark.
Well, I mean, you guys will just never see that one, unfortunately, because it's just unfortunate because it was perfect.
You know, maybe,
it was absolutely perfect.
Maybe I'll throw it in like right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
And then just roll that clip.
Yeah, well, you could just roll the clip of me like looking really confused and realizing it, and then pointing over and being like, "Oh crap."
Yeah, that would be pretty funny. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. Let's take a moment.
Yeah,
to
okay.
relive Mark Haskell's blunder.
Let's go back in memory lane.
That's okay. We'll keep. You probably picked up on my mic.
You sure?
Yeah, we'll find out.
I didn't wear my mic, ladies and gentlemen. We just figured it out.
I was wondering why you were looking around.
Well, no, all of a sudden I just looked down.
Well, go get it. Go get it now.
Okay, well, I'll be right back. Hang on a second, guys.
So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's, thanks for letting me relive that. That was
You're
great.
welcome.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't actually see it, but they saw it. That's all that really matters. You lived it, Mark.
Anyway, anyway, let's talk some sports, shall we?
Yeah, we got some golf to talk about and a little Red Sox. So we're gonna actually start with the golf. Maine Amateur. It was what, last weekend now?
Yes, it was
last weekend.
Yep, it was last week.
You hit that.
And Cole Anderson of Camden was our winner. He was 8 under par, and just a hell of a performance. Obviously, you have to get through the first 2 days to get through the third day where it's the low 40 and ties. So he was leading after 2 days and birdied the first hole on the last day, and then had an unbelievable showing on the second hole, which is Portland Country Club's signature hole. He used a 2-iron to get off the tee there, and then used a 9-iron, and the ball, I actually got a video of it, you might even be seeing it right now, just rolled over the lip for an almost eagle. And at that point, that was kind of the match. It wasn't a matter of is he going to win, but is he going to be able to maintain this lead. The two people he was paired with were obviously the other two leaders, Reese McFarland, and I believe it's Jason Call. And interestingly enough, Jason Call had a hole-in-one on day 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not that it helped him out on this day, because I think he ended up with a triple bogey on hole 2, and Reese McFarland, the other of the trio paired together, he ended up with a double bogey there, and Cole ended up parring the hole. That did almost become an eagle, but it rolled about 25 feet away because of the way the green slopes, and he ended up 2-putting for par. But at that point, he was already 6 up, and then that made him a little more up. And just a great all-around performance for him. 18-year-old kid, and then he goes and follows that up, and he's going to be one of the alternates for the U.S. Amateur here in a couple weeks. That was at the Ledges down in York, and he finished 3rd. The top 2 get an automatic berth, and he's the first alternate. So if one of those two, whose names are what?
Calvin Ross, he's 20 years old from Texas State University, and then Joey Savoy, who's from I think he's from Montreal.
Yeah,
will finish second at 4 under. Ross was 5 under. So yeah, Cole's got a little competition up there.
So
20-year-old.
If either of them can't go, then Cole, as a fresh graduate from Camden Hills, would be potentially playing in his second U.S. Amateur Golf Tournament.
Before he turns 20. That's
insane.
Pretty good. Yeah, so now Florida State product.
That's right. So congratulations to Cole. It was a hell of a round of golf. And Ricky Jones also qualified. He's a 3-time Maine Am winner. He qualified for the last day. I think he finished 28th. And Nick Mazurek and James Anderson also qualified. They did not make it through the cuts. But Ricky and Cole were both there on the last day, and it was a beautiful course, and it was a great day for golf and a great day for Cole.
And a 12-year-old local qualified too.
Yes.
Tell us about that player.
Kellen Addix. He actually lives in Bristol, but he plays out of the Samoset Resort. He actually ended up qualifying at the qualifier in Poland Springs, and it was interesting too because he was a 12-year-old and he was actually paired with the oldest guy, which I'm sure was done by design. I think he was like 71. And he said he had a nice round. He was nervous. Obviously, he didn't make it through the first 2 days, but he's motivated to get back, and he's going to compete in some junior golf championships down in North Carolina here in the next couple weeks. But that story will be up on the website shortly, so you guys can check that out. Could be the next Cole Anderson.
Yeah,
you never know.
True.
So.
But now we're going to switch gears and get a little bit more depressed towards the Red Sox.
Oh yeah, let's get some depression in our lives. Let's talk about the Red Sox.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, every time, like, you just bring up the Red Sox and it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, they're 51 and 44 so far in the year. It just feels like they've just been that 500.
Well,
it took them that long to get to 500 in the first half. Of the
2
year.
weeks
Now we're just
ago,
stuck
they were
there.
10 under, and here we are 2 weeks later, and they're still 10 under.
10 back.
10 back, yeah, sorry. Still,
10 under
still
from the
thinking,
Yankees.
Still thinking golf,
Might as
sorry.
well 10 under. It's the same, basically the same difference. Yeah, they're 10 games back from the Yankees in third. Still behind the Rays, too, which I'm still surprised that they are doing this well. But they still have, 2 months to go in the season.
They tailed off a little bit, but the Red Sox haven't done anything to try to catch them.
No, they really haven't. The Red Sox haven't done anything at all.
They've been
really
lethargic basically all season long.
They designated Eduardo Nunez for assignment, so his tenure with the Sox is done. And then they acquired 32-year-old Andrew Cashner from the Orioles for 2 minor league prospects. He started last night from the Blue Jays, and, well, his pitching performance basically went up in smoke. He didn't make it out of the 6th inning.
Did Justin Smoke homer off him? Because that would have been a great pun if he did.
I don't
It's
know.
an excellent chance.
I know
that
he did give up 2 home runs. He gave up 6 runs, 5 earned. He gave up 8 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Gave up 2 home runs, hit a batter, and had a wild pitch. He had a full night last night. Not on the good side though.
Yeah, he filled the bingo card. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Bingo. I win with Andrew Cashner. No, the Cashner move was just such a blah, vanilla, just boring. He's a guy, he had a little success in San Diego, I think, but he's just been, middle of the road pedestrian in Baltimore. Don't expect him to be any different in Boston. I just don't think it's a move that moves the needle. But obviously the pitching is bad top to bottom. 2 weeks ago we were talking about Darwinson Hernandez being groomed, being moved to a relief role down in Pawtucket, and he has now since been moved up to the Red Sox. Brazier's gone down, and now he's in a relief role with the Red Sox. So, a lot of these things that are happening, they just feel like desperation, panic. We have to throw the whole kitchen sink at this season kind of moves right now.
You do.
And I don't, none of it really instills confidence. Is there a chance? I guess, but
For the Red Sox to have a chance, the Yankees need to collapse. And the Yankees lost almost their whole team in the beginning part of the year to injuries, and they still were pretty good.
And now they're
getting
healthy.
those guys back,
Yeah.
and the Sox just
well,
aren't
not
going to catch
Stanton.
them.
Stanton's not healthy.
Yeah, well,
but
whatever. They don't really need Stanton as their showing.
Clearly, they don't.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, it's been kind of a tough season. Offensively, the Red Sox have been fine. Devers has been killing the ball. Vasquez has actually been coming on lately. Xander's been great. Mookie Betts has been coming on more, and a couple like Benintendi and Bradley haven't been lighting the world on fire. Chavis has been up and down.
Lit the world on fire.
No, there was that one year we had a 33-game hit streak, and that was basically
that was
it.
his whole highlight of his
Well,
career.
and he was the ALCS MVP list.
Yeah. If we could have a designated outfielder that didn't bat, it would be Bradley.
We could just bring in another batter for the 10-hole.
Exactly,
Yeah,
might as well at this point.
Great.
But the Red Sox,
Slow pitch
basically, the
softball.
story of the season has been the Red Sox pitching. It's been disastrous.
It's never a good sign when David Price is your best pitcher.
No.
Well, 10 years ago, it's a good thing.
With a 3.16 ERA.
Yeah. No, it's a lot of the same players, and it's just last year, everything broke right for the Red Sox, and this year, everything is just falling in the middle, and just nothing exciting is happening.
Nothing exciting. They've had some pretty depressing moments. They've had a few exciting moments, but they haven't had anything like last year where you're just damn, this team's going to go win the World Series, which they did. It's just this team it's like they're stuck in mud.
Yeah,
they're stuck in mud without four-wheel drive, and they're trying to get their car going, but they're just spinning their wheels.
And after this Toronto series, we've got New York, Tampa, New York, Tampa, and those are just those are 4 huge series because obviously you're looking up at those 2 teams in the standings. And they've got to make a move. They've got to do something now.
They do.
But my prediction, as I said on the last show that will never ever be seen, is that they're going to just go middle of the road in these 2 series, and they're still going to be 10 games back.
Yeah.
And it's just we're just going to be stuck in the mud again.
19 of the next games or they have 19 games against AL East opponents in their next 19 games, and 14 of them are against the Rays and the Yankees. So something has to be done. They can't win 7 of those. The other 3 against the Orioles, and then 2 more against Toronto to end the series tonight and tomorrow because it's Wednesday. And then then they go back and they start playing the Phillies, and they start making their other trips around to interleague play and other AL Central teams and stuff like that. But they need to capitalize when they can. Obviously, these aren't the last games against the AL East teams. They're going to have some in August and in September. But by then it might just be too late.
But yeah, you got to show us something now.
You know what's going to happen? This is what's going to happen. The Red Sox are going to go through the rest of July. They're going to go through August, just putting their way along. They're still going to be 10 games back by the time we get to September. And with maybe a week or 2 left, they're going to start actually being good. and they're gonna cut this deficit down to like 2 or 3 games, but then by then the season's gonna be over, and everyone's just gonna be like, you couldn't have done this a month ago. You know what I mean? It's almost like a couple years ago when they had the fried chicken in the clubhouse.
The chicken beer games.
Where the Red Sox just went off a cliff and just nosedived that last
and Tampa
month of the season.
stole it from them with like 5 minutes to go in the season.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we'll see the opposite of that this year. The Red Sox come back up instead of nosediving. They just say, hey, let's actually start trying because we have a lot of talent on this team. But
well,
maybe they won't.
It'd be nice if they went that route, but a lot of things are going to have to change, and the big things are going to have to be the pitching because offensively this team in spurts is carrying the load. You know what I mean? So like the pitching really needs to figure itself out. And Nathan Eovaldi, is he going to come in and be the closer? I guess he is. So this in a couple weeks this bullpen is going to look totally different with Eovaldi and Darwinson Hernandez, and so I guess we'll just be hopeful and see what happens.
Yeah, you can't be going and scoring 10 runs against the Blue Jays and then winning by 2 runs, 10-8.
Yeah,
it just doesn't. It's just not good.
Well, let's talk about something less depressing. Let's do that.
Is there anything?
Well, we've got some semi-breaking news coming across the desk here today.
Yeah.
Out of Camden Hills Regional High School, new athletic director Jeff Hart has named that John Morrow is going to be the new boys basketball coach at Camden, which is very cool. He's a 1999 then Camden Rockport High School graduate, and he was actually a 2-time Courier-Gazette Athlete of the Year back in the day.
Throwing it back.
That's right, back in the 90s. So, and he's been somebody that's been coaching with Jeff, alongside Jeff for a while. He's been like the freshman boys basketball coach. He's coached JV baseball. He's coached freshman boys soccer. He's always in the mix of, but this is obviously his first varsity head coaching position. But I think it's a very natural fit for him to slide right in there and be the coach. So.
Yeah.
So congratulations to John Morrow. We're going to have a story up on that later on today. Spoke with John this morning. We're actually working on the story before we had to come down and talk a little sports. Yeah. So we just get a little bit of everything today. But
big shoes to fill for John.
Yes, that's for sure. I really am going to be laughing thinking about how John Morrow is going to try to keep Jeff Hart out of that gymnasium in the wintertime.
At least,
going to be really fun.
I guess Jeff could still get technicals as the AD, if he's yelling from the sidelines.
Maybe. No, they'd probably just eject him from the building. I'll have to ask him that.
That's a good question. You should ask him that.
Well, anyway, that's about all we've got for this week. We'll be back with one more show next week, and then I am off for a week. So you might see Zach and Ken the week after that. Probably not. You'll probably just see Zach and I the following week.
Yeah,
but we've also, before we get out of here, we've also got state Little League games going on this weekend. We've got the 9-10 Oceanside baseball team, the District 2 champions. They're playing a game at 3:30 Saturday in Westbrook. And the Madomic 11-12 District 2 champion baseball team, they've got a game at 3:30 in Lewiston. They're going to be working on their state championship potential deep runs.
Yes. Tell the kids to start drinking water now because it's going to be hot.
It's going to be like 100 on Saturday from what we understand.
And humid.
So
it's not going to be fun.
Lots and lots of ice water for the kids on Saturday. Don't forget. So until then, I'm Mark. This is Zach, and you've been watching The Press Box.